Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on this edition of the 6 p.m. primetime newscast on Equinox Television, live from our headquarters in Cameroon's economic capital, Douala. I am Bablet Jonathan. In our top stories in this edition of the news, traditional rulers in the crisis-hit southwest region of the Republic of Cameroon told to take part in the upcoming May 20 National Day celebration or be dethroned. The threats came from the governor of the southwest region, Bernard Okalia-Bilai, who urged the chiefs in the southwest region to take the lead in activities of the upcoming National Day celebration in Cameroon. Also in this newscast, we're going to talk about the problem of early marriages with its devastating consequences, especially on young girls in the far north or the northern regions of the Republic of Cameroon. And out of the country, thousands of Sudanese are gathering in the country's capital, Khartoum, for what is known as the Million-Strong March for Civilian Rule. Those were our top stories. Administrative authorities in the crisis-hit southwest region of the Republic of Cameroon are leaving no stone unturned to ensure a successful celebration of National Day upcoming on May 20 in the southwest region of the country. And it is in this regard that the governor of that region, Bernard Okalia-Bilai, has urged traditional rulers to take the lead in activities of the National Day celebration. He was speaking today in Boya, and he threatened that the chiefs will be dethroned if they don't take the lead in activities marking the May 20 celebration. There is Jato report.
Preparatory meeting ahead of May 20, 2019 celebration in Boya, the southwest regional capital. Only one traditional ruler from Boya subdivision is present out of the 100 plus chiefdoms in the subdivision. Southwest Governor Bernard Okalia-Bilai, after his observation, sent an ultimatum to the Boya chiefs.
Tell the chiefs, tell your colleagues that the 20th May, this day, all the chiefs will march with a pancart indicating their village and their population follow behind. Tradition is there, but we are tied to the state with an obligation. And Chief, you know, I don't want to disclose it here, but we understand each other. What I am instructing, you will see 30 days after the consequences. So Lord Mayor, prepare the pancart, because they will say that they don't have money. Prepare it. You have how many villages? 100. Those who are in exile in Douala or Yaoundé, stay there. When you come back, you'll find somebody else in their throne.
Another worry raised was the day May 20 has fallen, this 2019, on a Monday.
The only little worry that my collaborators have made me to see is the fact that 20th May, again, this time around, is a Monday, and most public schools, if not all public schools, on Mondays, every effort that they have made to get students in school, the students do not come.
It is an obligation for the parents to allow their children to continue their education.
Earlier at his arrival, the Southwest governor almost met an empty hall.
When there will be, see the chairs around you. The chairs there are for you, the elders, the chiefs, they are empty.
and immediately instructed the security forces to go search and bring the delegate and other collaborators to the meeting. The situation made the Southwest governor to wait for his collaborators for 33 minutes 10 seconds before starting the meeting. Another rendezvous has been kept for May 8, same hall and at same time, 10 a.m.
Though administrative authorities have maintained that the situation in the northwest and southwest regions of the Republic of Cameroon is under control and gradually returning to normalcy, the crisis has continued spilling to other parts of the country, especially localities in the littoral and west regions of the country close to the borders with the southwest and the northwest regions. And one of such localities is Banga, where 3 alleged separatist fighters have been killed. For me, Armstrong Sander has more.
3 months after an attack that left 2 civilians dead and properties destroyed in Mumbo, Mumbo subdivision of the Mongo division of the littoral region is today bleeding again. The same town on Wednesday, April 24, 2019, became a gun battleground between suspected separatists and a joint force of elements of the 23rd Motorized Infantry Battalion and gendarmerie elements from the Mumbo Gendarmerie Brigade, reinforced by gendarmerie elements from Banga, still in the Mongo division. Sources on the ground say the gunmen, 4 in number, stormed Mumbo from the banks of River Mungu on a motorbike, but unfortunately came face to face with combat-ready soldiers who immediately engaged them in a gun battle. The gun battle that lasted several hours ended with 3 gunmen killed and 1 escaping after sustaining injuries. 14 ammunitions, telephones and 2 den guns were seized from the presumed separatists. But the atmosphere that reigns in Mumbo is that of fear, and inhabitants who think that the attack is linked to the Anglophone crisis are calling on government to provide an urgent solution to the crisis. It should be recalled that this is the 3rd gun attack in Mumbo subdivision, with the recent being that of February 17, 2019, that resulted in the killing of 2 unarmed civilians.
For me, Armstrong Sander reporting there on the alleged separatists, 3 of them in number, killed in Mumbo, a locality not far from Banga, in the Mongo division of the littoral region of the Republic of Cameroon. Barrister Michel Ndoki and other militants of the Cameroon Renaissance Movement CRM political party refused to appear before judges at the Fundi High Court today for the habeas corpus hearing. And according to the spokesperson of the president of the political party, Professor Maurice Canto, who himself is incarcerated at the Kondingi maximum security prison, they are protesting against illegal maneuvers in connection to the trial of the militants and leaders and of course allies of the CRM political party. Innocent Azi has more.
Minister René Emmanuel Sadi's lengthy and bitter discourse on CRTV in the night of April 22nd with repeated accusation the CRM of Professor Maurice Canto is responsible for the burglarious act at the Cameroon embassy in Paris, France is what provoked Olivier Bibonisac, Canto's spokesperson, to speak back to the government spokesman in a communique issued on April 24. Bibonisac said that the Cameroonian authorities until last April 8 had not yet lost a complaint with the Paris Public Prosecutor's Office to determine the perpetrators of these acts. According to Bibonisac, Barrister Rachel Bray, Canto's lawyer, who is also vice prosecutor of the Paris Public Prosecutor's Office, informed of the absence of a complaint lodged by the Embassy of Cameroon in the course of the investigation opened on January 26th, following facts of the damage that occurred at their premises. Olivier Bibonisac thus says it is indeed misleading to say or assume that Professor Maurice Canto is instigator or actor of the degradation suffered by the Embassy of Cameroon in Paris, France, or anywhere else in the world on January 26, 2019. He noted it is in this regard that the lawyers of Professor Maurice Canto lost a complaint against René Emmanuel Sadji before the High Court in Paris on the 18th of April for defamation. Still in the communique, Bibu Nisak criticizes the pretentious attitudes of some government authorities, like Minister René Emmanuel Sadji, who claimed a complaint had been deposited. The CRM holds this as a debriefing maneuver on the part of government officials. Canto's party also demands if they can prove their claim. Mincom boss had reiterated that the CRM's systematic logic to contest election results leads to disorder, revolt, insurrection, unauthorized demonstrations, whose paroxysm was the events of Saturday, January 26, 2019, in some cities in Cameroon and abroad, particularly in Paris and Berlin. René Emmanuel Sadji had also explained to Cameroonians and Radio France International these acts constitute reasons for the arrest of Professor Maurice Canto and his comrades. Bibu Nisak, Canto's spokesperson, has however told Cameroonians to remain vigilant in this time of government manipulation in order not to be accused, arrested and condemned arbitrarily. He added that they should not be deceived by the regime that has decided to dictate and repress Cameroonians.
The phenomenon of early marriages is becoming a hard nut, just too difficult to crack for public authorities as well as non-governmental organizations who have been carrying out sensitizations against this practice. And this is more seen in parts of the Grand North region of the country, notably in the Adamawa, in the far north, as well as in the north region of the country, where young girls as young as 12 or even 18, 12 to 18 are sent to marriage. And we have details on this by Immaculate Fogwe.
In Cameroon, precisely in the north region, early and forced marriages is still a reality, even with all the numerous efforts made by non-governmental organizations and the government to eradicate the practice. Many young girls in the Adamawa region are sent for marriage around the ages 12 and 18 and consequently forced to abandon school. Students and teachers decry this phenomenon, which is affecting the academic and professional lives of the girls. Early marriages is recurrent in my region. This is because our parents don't have adequate finance to keep on sponsoring their girls in school. So the only option is to send them for marriage. I don't know what a child of 12 years will be doing in marriage.
This issue of early marriages, it is real. It is really in Adamawa region. And you see a girl of 12 years, 13 years going into marriage, crying even. Some of them even getting married, their parents force them to get married because of financial means too. I really plead, and the only advice I can give to this parent is to allow these children to go to school, because when they go to school tomorrow, they can help them. Even the financial situation will be solved.
Early marriages, okay, nowadays it has reduced a bit because most of us girls up north here, we are going to school. But also in some quarters, in some parts of these regions, early marriages are still there. So we also have to work against that.
It was for this reason why a non-governmental organization known as Association Family and Life decided to bring together young married girls to sensitize them on the importance of having an entrepreneurial zeal.
Donc, nous ne pouvons pas empêcher leurs parents de les envoyer en mariage. Elles-mêmes, parfois, elles sont volontaires.
We know that some of our cultures encourage the act of getting married at a very young age. So, it is very difficult to eradicate it. Many young girls were sent for marriage when we were still very young and naive. We want to change the mentality of these young girls who have been sent to marriage to understand that being married at a young age was just a circumstance of life and should not be the end of the world.
Voulons réellement changer les mentalités des jeunes époux.
They are calling on the entire population to join them in the fight in eradicating early marriages in Cameroon.
We stay in the Adamawa region of the Republic of Cameroon, and this time around we're going to be talking about the bad state of roads in the regional capital, Gaundere. Smart Jikan Gabriel reports that several roads in Gaundere are in a deplorable state, and many inhabitants are attributing the accidents that have been recorded on roads across the town to the poor state of those roads. His report.
Life in Gaundere, chief town of the Adamawa region, has become very difficult. The poor state of road in town is giving a nightmare to its inhabitants.
The road has been for long.
The road has been like this for a long period. When rain falls, it is the worst. In some neighborhoods like Balaji and Cam de Priere, the inhabitants believe they have been forgotten. The poor roads, they say, is the main cause of accidents. Accidents occur here every minute, and if government can help us, we shall be glad.
We really beg government help us to fix the road.
Due to the poor nature of the roads, it's very difficult to find taxis plying within the town. It is the commercial motorcycle that have taken control of the whole town. A bike rider blames the heavy-duty vehicles to be the cause of the poor road. As we walk with our motorcycles and heavy-duty vehicles pass, the road becomes bad. I wish that top administrators react fast. The situation of the road hasn't left those at the government residential areas, as even that zone is highly affected. During the rainy seasons with the mud, we can't move. If the state can do something, it would be nice. The lone prayer of these inhabitants is for those in high places to come to their rescue and reduce the rates of accidents.
Despite efforts of the Cameroon government to digitalize public service in the country, civil servants and other persons are still compelled to move from or travel from the regions to the nation's political capital, Yaoundé, for one reason or the other. And this is because, according to some observers, the digital transformation of the administration or administrative services in the Republic of Cameroon is still far from average, and this subject was on the table of discussion today at the 2-day National Forum on Internet Governance organized by the National Agency for Information and Communication Technology, ANTIC, here in the country's economic capital, Douala, and experts as well as other stakeholders, government officials were discussing and brainstorming on how to step up the digital transformation of public service. Now here's an extract of an expert who talked to us. His name, Gael, and of course he was speaking to us on the digital transformation, indicating that it is a problem, a serious problem that should be addressed.
The means are already present. Everything is already present. Everything is possible with the e-government and with internet and with the information technologies available right now. The only issue is the problems with the people in hand, the people governing and the people taking commands. Offices nowadays are full populated with individuals that have not grown with the IT technologies around them. Because of that, they tend to not understand what exactly is e-commerce, what exactly is digitalization. They are so used to having paper documents in front of them. They are so comfortable with having certificates delivered in hard copies and so not comfortable having these documents delivered in soft copies. So first of all, a sensibilization has to be done in order for these individuals, because they are our parents, so basically I cannot just talk to them anyhow, but a sensibilization has to be done in the way of teaching them that exactly hard copies and soft copies certainly have no difference whatsoever. Next thing is that the tools are already available, the infrastructure is already available, and there's nothing really stopping Cameroon from moving forward into the digital age.
That was Gael Kurti. He is an analyst and operational officer of CyberX speaking to us there. Now we go out of the country to talk about the situation in the Sudan. And this is where we end this edition of the news on Equinox Television. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for staying with us. Goodbye.